My partner's drinking habit was progressively getting way out of hand. We've both experienced the heavy footsteps phenomenon together. My partner's mother was flying in from Minnesota, and we decided to give her the room and we would sleep on the air mattress in the loft. Although the loft seemed creepy when you were in the living room alone, the same effect wasn't true when in the loft. In the loft, there was scented candles on the windowsill, books were propped along the walls, the railing was steady, and it received a lot of light during the day from the outside. The day before my partner's mother arrival, I kept hearing someone calling me. The voice was distant, but my partner was in the kitchen, right next to the bedroom. I walked a couple of feet and asked, "Hey, did you call me?" The response was, "No, I'm hearing the same, but I know it isn't you." I went back into the room at that point and continued to ignore it as well. It was an indistinguishable voice, and it seemed far off, but you clearly heard the endearment baby. It was time for the first night in the loft. All the lights were off, and we had a flashlight to climb up because there wasn't a light switch in the loft. My partner's mom, Anna, didn't know of our multiple experiences in the place, and we didn't want to sleep with all the lights on to add any suspicions. We climbed aboard the air mattress and began late night conversations. There wasn't any banging on the door or creaking of the floors this night, but we did hear slow, intentional steps climbing up the ladder in complete darkness. Each step made a sound on purpose on a soundless ladder. We heard each step as it grew closer and closer. We both turned in the darkness and stared at the entry to the loft. Neither of us said anything or made a sound. The only semblance of a light was from a dim street lamp far off in the distance, and our flashlight was more than an arm's reach away, and we dared not move. I watched as a shadowed outline of a male head emerged, and I stared with unblinking eyes. My heart went into overdrive. I tried to control my breathing, but failed. My partner turned and faced me in the dark and placed their head into my chest. My partner didn't see what I saw, but was frightened nonetheless. I watched this tall, dark figure fully enter the loft now. I couldn't make out the clothes, but he was tall, big, and shaped like a guy. It walked lazily towards the air mattress and sat Indian style facing us on the floor. I laid on the inside, closest to the wall, and my partner was on the outside. I watched it watch us, and I breathlessly whispered, "He's sitting behind you." My partner gripped me tighter, and the shadowy figure didn't move. I couldn't make out any features. It was too dark for that. Tears began to form in my eyes as I thought of its intentions. It scared me before, I believe. What was it going to do now? I watched, and it seemed as if it turned its head towards the ladder. My gaze followed, and we both stared at the entry of the loft. I pushed onto an elbow, and the arm holding me tightened. It was at that precise moment I began to feel real fear. The space in the entry of the loft seemed to somehow get darker, if that was even possible. It came out of nowhere, and I felt like something was getting ready to happen. The fear didn't come from the being in the loft, rather the empty space by the loft entrance. The shadowy figure never turned back to look at us, and it didn't disappear either. It stretched its legs out and laid down slowly onto its back, as somewhat of a barrier. The dark void never fully entered the loft either. I eased myself down, closed my eyes, sung up a quick prayer, and somehow ended up falling asleep. The morning came, and there was no debate about sleeping in the loft again. My partner mentioned sleeping in the bed with Anna without extending an invitation to myself. When the night came and they prepared for sleep, I sheepishly walk into the room with my comforter and pillow in tow. Anna looked up at me and shook her head. "You guys have a lot of problems," she said in Spanish. I prepared a spot on the floor, and the next morning, Anna told us about her visitor. Anna's first encounter was with an older woman who came and sat on the tip of the bed. The older woman said nothing, and Anna said nothing to the older lady, just continued unpacking her belongings. During the night, while we were having our own experience in the loft, she felt a negative energy trying to enter the bedroom. She began praying and splashing the holy water she carries with her in the room. She claimed that it was not good and stubborn, saying we need to pray that we had our day set up for. It was the last night before sweet Anna had to leave in the next evening. Returning from the airport, my partner decided to crack a bottle and drink. The drinking can get bad, but this day, it was on another level. My partner stripped naked and decided to pace around the house, claiming that I couldn't see them. I decided to record the ordeal. The pacing became intense. Then I heard the booted, heavy footsteps charging towards the bedroom. I scrambled to the far side of the bed, and in the most demonic, unnatural voice from my partner, I heard, "You can't see me." I froze, my back ached with tension, and my partner stared at me with unnaturally dark eyes. I couldn't breathe until my partner suddenly swung around and sat on the living room floor in the dark facing me. I didn't move, and I watched this person eventually fall asleep. I silently grabbed my cell phone, picked up my car keys, slowly, not to make a sound, and tiptoed out of the apartment. My partner didn't stir one bit. Once I made it out into the night, I ran barefooted in the snow and drove to another complex parking lot. My phone died while I was trying to find a hotel. The only thing I saw in the snow was a white rabbit in the dark with red eyes, and I went to sleep anyways. I was exhausted. The next morning, I woke up freezing, hoping my partner left for work, which they did. I packed all my things and left in a hurry. It was the last time that I've ever seen my partner, and it so happened to be our anniversary. I was too creeped out to ever go back or to try again.